I'll press record.
Unique New York.
Inan, my friend, how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I've missed you.
I'm good now, but I've had a week of hell.
I'll come to you on that one. First and foremost, Emin's not here. He's getting, penis enlargement, I think it was. So good luck with your operation, man.
Yeah, good luck, man. Wish you all the best.
Hopefully the 2 inches saves your life, bro. Look, before I just get into your thing, I just want to start off on a weird little news thingy that I've read today. It just made me giggle throughout. I think it was yesterday or the day before. So I don't know if you heard, there's a Hungarian MP. Okay, he's full anti-LGBT. Okay, full on anti-LGBT, and
my guy.
He came out and he got busted at
I heard about this
strongman orgy. Gay orgy.
I saw this. I was like, this has got to be bullshit.
Nah, man, I saw it on the news. Doesn't lie to me. Now I saw it on an article. I just couldn't believe it myself, but I just started laughing. But it made me even giggle that it was like the way the news media wrote it. Like, it wasn't, he got caught at an orgy or a gay orgy. It was 25 strong man gay orgy. And he got caught trying to flee down a drain pipe.
Oh.
And you know why they got raided? Bro, they got raided because they're under lockdown.
Oh.
So if 25 men are having an orgy, you would think that there'd be some sounds, right? Like, not... And that's live media. That's live audio from the actual event itself. But yeah, that happened. So look, that guy's having a horrible day, and connecting him to you now, you weren't necessarily gay orgies, but you had your own bit of issues throughout the week.
Where do I start, man?
Let's start with your truck.
Start with the truck. All right. What ended up happening was I was at the lights, left lane, normal standard day. You know, I was going my thing. I was planning out. I was actually thinking in my brain, get my shit done, and then try to do like a brainstorm of things I could do for this. Anyways, unfortunately that didn't happen because there was one of those tippers, the dog and box. Tip trucks. They call them dog and boxes or some shit like that. They said they left lane. I remember he was in my lane. His tires were in my lane, and it was pretty tight as it is. And I did question it was kind of not my fault, like in that sense, but I shouldn't have been there. But nonetheless, what happened was lights went green, and this guy was like in a rush. It was just green. Burp, burp, burp. Bro, he took out
sound effects.
His back, the back tray or the back the trailer clipped the front of my car, snapped my mirror. Remember just going sideways onto the curb. We'll post pictures up. Well, hopefully we will. Anyways, box went, the door didn't open. So then I was stuck in the truck in a bit. And then I remember he just kept driving. Fuck. I go, beep. I'm pressing the bell. I go, what do I do? I go, bro, surely he stuffed the tires up. Like, I'm sure the axle bent. Okay, it wasn't moving as, and it did bend because at that time I just left it there. I ran out. Like, I got out. I'm going, nah, this guy, surely he felt it, bro. Like, it was, like, it was just scraping, mirror snap, tire. Because he pushed me off the road and put me onto the curb. Like, you can use your imagination to just think, well, what happened there? Anyway, ran off. I was just stunned. Like, obviously, I was in a bit of shock because it happened. But then I was like, what do I do now? I'm looking. I seen a driver. Thank God he was delivering kegs to the pub right opposite the intersection. It was a massive intersection, Enmore Road, Edgware Road. He goes, oh, mate. Lifts his hand. Yes, mate. He goes, the pub manager's looking at the video footage. As soon as he said that, I was like, all right, beautiful. The guy's caught on video and he's just... Like, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm the only guy that's saying that he didn't feel it and he drove off, but everyone that I've told, he goes, nah, there's no way that guy felt it. I go, it is a big truck. Like, big trucks, you don't feel certain things.
So everyone's saying they haven't felt it? Or
no. Everyone's saying that the guy would have felt it 100%,
okay.
And he drove off intentionally. Anyways, I got the video footage, but the story doesn't end there. So, obviously, you go straight to insurance. Thank God I was insured. fuck, dealing with insurance companies are a hassle, man. I called them 3 times and I still couldn't get the claim through. It took the 4th time to get the claim through. Anyways, I decided it was a hot day. It was hot and humid. And I'm like, fuck this, man. I go, day's already fucked. I go, I'm just going to get in the truck, turn it on, put the aircon on. I go, why not? Anyways, the truck was bad. It was just every second person. You're all right, mate. You're all right. Someone ended up calling the police and saying someone was trapped in the truck and they weren't getting out. So guys, no bullshit. I'm trying to talk to this the insurance guy, and out of nowhere, highway patrol shows up. Then another copper car shows up. Then another copper car shows up.
Getting raided.
Oh, cause I'm like, I go, nah, this isn't for me. I go, there must be something around here. Cause a fire brigade shows up. Cause ambulance shows up. I think it's the Blondie too. You know the ambulance show on Channel 9. There's one blondie, the like loudmouth one. She showed up. I was like, and like I'm looking, I'm going, oh no way, because I'm talking to this shit.
Maybe I am trapped.
No, the highway patrol comes running, and he's like, he goes, mate, you're alright. He goes, you're alright. You all good? Yeah. He goes, are you trapped? I go, I open the door. I go, no. I go, don't tell me this is all for me. He goes, no. He goes, yeah. I go, what do you mean? I go, I didn't report it. I didn't call anyone. He goes, no, someone reported that you were stuck in the truck. I'm going, oh, seriously? I go, oh, what a waste of resources. Like, honestly, I go, bro, the amount of police that showed up for this. Anyways, they came, highway patrol pissed off, as usual, because, he had to, he realised someone ran a stoplight or he parked on the wrong side of the road, so he's got to go, revenue raise, the prick. He pissed off, didn't care, didn't ask if I was all right or anything.
Back to your truck.
No. Like, I know in past episodes I've given it to police. Not police per se, but I've given it to highway patrol. Highway patrol asked scum. I'll stick to that. But the police officer that did come, the constable that took my report, thank God, I gained an event number from that, so I didn't have to go hassle the police station about that. But they took my report. Ambulance and everyone pissed off. Took the report, bro. I think my transmission's gone. There was transmission fluid leaking everywhere. I reversed because I thought it was stuff, but it was stuff because I couldn't turn my steering wheel. Yeah. So I'm about 90% sure that it's written off. It just got to the repairer today, so they're gonna get a report by Monday. But that was a stress. I mean, obviously that's my livelihood, so I've been pretty anxious at the moment, waiting on that. But I mean, there's always something to be positive about,
Yeah.
But that was my Wednesday. Yeah, it was kind of nice getting that attention. It was like all these people rushing for me, but when they disappeared, it was a shit mood. I went to Stanmore Station and caught a train home, which was enlightening because I was still making my claim to insurance, and these schoolgirls jumped into the train. I couldn't, bro. I'm trying to, because this is the 4th time now. I'm like, bro. I've already called you guys. I go, the lady hanged up. Yeah. And then the guy, the police came and I couldn't make the second report. Then the 3rd one, it hanged up again and they didn't call me back. So I was like, to the 4th person, I was like, look, this is my 4th attempt. Please call me back. I will answer. Anyways, on the train now, I'm making the claim. 4th attempt. It's school hour. Peak hour. Everyone's going home. All these Asian girls just jump in. Bro, I swear to God. I actually, out of frustration, was like, bro, shut up. I'm trying to make this claim, because I'm speaking pretty loud too. But then I realized, what a jerk off I must be to tell these people to shut up in public transport, Anyways, it was nice to catch a train. Don't get me wrong, because I haven't caught a train in yonks. But, that was frustrating. I mean, the missus came and picked me up from the station. And, that was my shit day. Still got paid for the day, which was cheering. Thanks work. But, yeah.
So how does this lead into your second problem?
Well, I used a private vehicle, which is my wife's car. This one, believe it or not, there was actually... the individual was angry at me because I was looking for parking, okay? And so he was in a bit of a rush and he was already up my ass. He was riding me. And he beeped. And, I got frustrated, but I was like, my missus tells me to calm down a lot and, don't react so much. So, I put the hand, what are you beeping at? Anyways, this guy was swerving in and out, and I'm like, I wasn't playing with him at all. I was just I was looking for a place to do a U-turn so I can go back to the location that I had to go. This fucking dickhead. Oh, man. Anyways, it didn't start. I was already frustrated, so imagine, I'm already frustrations here, Anyways, I went to do the U-turn. Bro, he didn't realize I was going left, and he was trying to go around me. So then when I went to attempt to go back into my lane, all I just see in the back is, oh, fuck. He slammed the brakes and he touched the bumper. Like he cracked a bit of the paint, and the bumper's a little bent. Oh, bro! As soon as that happened, it was like, bro, you know what went through my mind? My missus was gonna lose her shit at me too. She was gonna be like, oh, you know, this guy, oh, you know, he took like I told him not to take the car, but he took the car anyways, and you know, like that went through my mind, and it was instant. I was like, bro, she's gonna do my head in, and you know, oh fuck. So I started punching the steering wheel. I'm like, fuck, this can't. Okay, is this guy for real? The guy stopped, and then I'm like, oh, cause I don't know why, but I was very considerate about the other people in traffic, and I was like, you know how they say, or most car accidents, they just stop. Yeah. And then they just take the pictures, they talk, and then
talk in the middle of the
I was
road,
considerate because it was a one lane thing. I'm not gonna hold up traffic. Just got, you know, I don't know. That was my idea, but then it would have made sense because it would have helped identify. Even though it's a rear collision, like he's automatically at fault. Doesn't matter. That's not where it ends. You know, I still need to see this guy. So he follows me. I turned into a the alleyway. We got out, and this prick comes out. Like no. I came out guns blazing. Like I just needed any excuse to go physical. Like I was ready. Like I know I must sound like a fucking hero, but I was ready to go. Because I was ready to hit someone. That's all I'm going to say.
We just like to say that we don't condone physical violence, especially in times
It
of
just
car
all added up
accidents.
because I was already frustrated, annoyed at the world. Like I was having a decent day until that prick came along. Got out.
I feel like I'm your censor. Like, we don't condone half the shit anyone does.
I'm just being honest.
There
This
you
was
go.
my experience.
So
you
you
know?
got out
Whether
of
it
the
was
car.
right or wrong, this was the experience. I'm going to tell it up front. So this poor bloke, he was freaking out. Like he was shaking. I got out. I'm like, are you fucking serious? I kicked the fucking, like I went and looked down and I kicked the bumper. I'm like, are you fucking serious? I go, I want to hear your fucking excuse now. I go, what the fuck is your problem? Like he's already in the car and he's probably thinking, oh fuck, you know, this one guy's coming out, you know, this angry guy.
This guy's gonna kill me.
And then I'm like, oh, get the fuck out. Like, you know, he gone out and then like you can see him shaking. His fingers were shaking, dude. I go, get your fucking license out. Like, bro, I was just ready to, like, any excuse.
They give me $50.
No, anyway, I ended up apologizing to him. Don't get me wrong. Anyway, you know, we're starting. I go, bro, he had the audacity to fucking argue with me. Can you believe that? He came out, he goes, oh, mate. I go, bro, I can't fucking believe it. I go, 2 fucking accidents in 2 days. I go, brother, are you? I go, oh, bro, like, I'm just, like, bro, I'm being eccentric, you know? I'm just being erratic. I'm just everywhere. Like, I'm opening the doors. I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I was that confused. I was that flustered. Poor bloke, like, you know, he goes to his car, grabs the license, brings it out, and I'm like, all right, you know, relax, like, you know, you're not gonna do nothing. Like, I'm not, like, if I hit this guy, I'm just gonna make it worse for myself. So I relaxed, you know, that little voice, like that little echo that's trying to come out, like, you know, don't do it, you know. But I ended up apologizing. Like, he gave me the license. He was very cooperative, which I appreciate. I told him, I go, bro, at least you had the decency to not fucking run away like the other fuckwit. And you know what the bloke had to say? He goes, oh, mate, he goes, I think you're driving. He goes, needs to be questioned if you're having 2 accidents. And I go, don't you fucking start. I go, I don't need your shit either. I go, bro, my missus is going to hammer me now. I go, bro, I'm going to put all the pressure my missus puts on me on you. I go, like, as soon as I got the address, I was like, bro, if he puts up any bullshit, he changes his story, I know where he lives, he's going to cop a visit from me. That's all I was thinking. I didn't say that to him, of course.
Secondly, we don't condone stalking people and arriving at their houses.
You got to understand, I was angry, so all these bullshit thoughts go through your mind. You know what I mean? We're only human. Of course, I didn't do any of that. I didn't say any of that to them. No, I ended up apologizing. I'm like, look, mate, I'm sorry. You know, this from that bloody happened. I don't mean to. And he was nice. He was very understanding. Yeah, no worries, mate. And then he was like bum chums on the phone. Oh, hey, mate, how you going? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, I'm still kind of pissed off that this happened because now I got to go out of I got to go get a quote. He hasn't made the claim yet. He's like, I rang my insurance and they're like, it'll probably be cheap enough for you to just pay instead of having to worry about paying an excess. Which I was like, all right, fine. I'm gonna send the quote to you. Pull up any trouble, brother. You know what's gonna happen. That's all. You know, I didn't say that to him. I just like, don't make this hard for me, please. And yeah, that fuckwit.
So, what did you learn from these lessons, Inan?
Bro,
drive better. Everything.
But that's the problem. I'm not at fault. Bro, I got sideswiped and I got rear-ended. So it's like, by definition, if an insurance company was to look at these situations, they know I'm not at fault. Well, the first one, they're saying I'm at fault because the driver ran away. But when the police finds him, they're going to fuck him.
Hopefully they do find him.
Again,
hit and run is not the greatest thing in the world. Especially considering, like we see it in the news and stuff like that where Like, thankfully, no
Scum.
fatality.
Well, that's what the police were saying.
Fatality
Like, bro, you
happened.
guys, it's so common these days that people are like running people over and running away.
Yeah, they are, man.
Bro, with the amount of cameras around as well, it's like, it's ridiculous. Like, you're stupid to do that. You're going to get fucked. Like, the police was like, we're going to find this guy 100%. She was that confident.
You would
Shout out to Constable McIntyre, Newtown, Marrickville Station. Top bloke. Like, oh, you know, I've given it to police, and I want to highlight that it was highway patrol, not police. Other than that, those coppers were good.
So Inan's got a newfound respect for the law.
I do. You know, bro, if I have troubles, who do I call? Coppers.
Ghostbusters. We call
That was my
Ghostbusters.
deal. It's just a frustrating weekend. Now I'm just anxious, like, bro, I want to get this shit out of the way. It's just waiting. You know, waiting for the fucking repair shop to go, oh, yeah, it's
just an inconvenience. That's all it is.
I just hope it's a write-off. I hope they don't repair it.
Hopefully, the insurance will do whatever's necessary.
I hope it's a write-off.
Speaking about, well, hopefully everything does end up being
It'll be all right regardless, but I just...
solved.
Yeah.
Speaking of anger, or speaking of fighting, Tyson.
Yeah.
Tyson and
Bro,
Jones.
How old is he? 51?
Who?
Tyson.
50-something easy.
Bro,
Easy.
he looks just as good as he was when he fought. What was it? Was it Evander
It
Holyfield?
was probably 15,
Was his
20
last
years,
fight, wasn't he?
15 years ago or something like that, man.
Yeah.
Easy.
Bro, he is a machine.
To be honest, it's like, I think you know what the funny thing is? The winner of that night was Snoop Dogg. Like, I think as a commentator, someone needs to pick him up, man, because he kept that fight interesting. Like, it felt like he was just the normal man's voice. Or the
I agree.
normal high man's voice. You know what I mean? But Tyson looked good, man. Like, I
Bro,
wouldn't
they
say...
both look good. Even Roy Jones. Like,
Roy
Roy
Jones was hugging a lot. Let's keep that. But
I think he didn't want to get knocked out.
yeah, I think if Tyson's coming and punching me in the face, I'm hugging for dear life as well.
Yeah, bro. I'm completely understanding of that.
But no, like 100%, he looked fantastic. I wouldn't say he can go and compete again or anything.
Because
like
they already Evander Holyfield
I
came
heard
out.
about
You
that,
see
yeah.
that? Yeah, he's
They wanna
already
do a
going. Oh,
trilogy.
you know what? I want some action too, man.
I need some money. I don't know why he's from Texas, but yeah, like no, they did look good. I didn't like the fact that they didn't announce a winner. I feel like everyone knew clearly the winner was Tyson.
Because to be honest, I think it was going to end up like I had that suspicion it was going to be a tie because it was like probably Mike Tyson like, hey man, like don't worry, like I'm going to tie it up.
I was the winner. Nah, like I said, man, that guy would easily kill me.
Did you watch any of the pre-card?
I watched the one that got absolutely fucked.
Nate Robertson, Jake Paul.
Jake Paul like flat.
It was like a slugfest.
But to be honest, you got to be fair. Like, they're not boxers, yeah. So you're really putting technically your manhood on the line. Like, I get it. Like Logan Paul's he fought Thing. Was it KSI?
KSI.
Yeah, he fought KSI 2 times.
But they look pretty good.
And they looked okay. Like, they looked okay for what they are.
Yeah.
Again, we're looking at 2 YouTubers that fought at the time, the KSI.
Yeah.
And what was his name? Nate Robinson?
Nate Robinson, he was a basketball player.
He's a basketball player. So you're technically... This is more of a fight of a manhood. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, if this was on the street, this is pretty much almost how it's going to turn out. Like,
Yeah,
Jake
cuz
Paul's
have you
gonna
seen the
fuck you
memes
up.
about Nate Robinson, bro?
Oh, man.
It's complete embarrassment.
The way he got knocked out, you wouldn't...
He was that out cold. Like none of that, he's trying to get up, he's trying to make his way. Like he's got that heart to go, I want to keep going, but I can't because your legs are just, out from underneath.
He wobbled and nose hit the ground first,
and
man.
he was just asleep. Like it was just, like that's the worst way to go out. And like ask any fighter, I'm sure they'll say, that's the worst.
The funny thing is, I was on TikTok and I'm just reading all these comments, like completely videos not even related to that fight, where it's like small stupid people, and he goes, "I bet that guy can give Nate Robinson a go, man." It's horrible. That was bad. But look, if Tyson fought Evander Holyfield, I'd watch it. I think the bad thing about it was, not bad, but more the stupid thing was that people went into this fight thinking, oh, we're going to watch Prime and Jones in their prime. Tyson and Jones in their prime. Man, they're 50 years old, for fuck's sake. Like, they're going to move like they're 50, but they moved good.
It was a good lead up. Like, you saw the training videos. Like, hitting like
Tyson.
mitts and stuff.
Oh.
You're like, bro, he's still got it. Like, that's what the G-up was. Like, I forgot which commentator. It was Joe Rogan. He was saying, he goes, bro, the guy's 51. Oh, I won't say 51, but he was in his 50s. And he was like, bro, the guy's still hitting as hard as he was back in the days. Like, I don't know whether it was, Mike Tyson needed money or whether he genuinely was fired up and went, you know what, I've got the fire back, which is what he was saying. He goes, look, the fire's there. He goes, I want to kill guys, he goes, I want to murder people. So, I don't know. I feel like it would have been money with his ranch opening up and stuff. He probably went all out and he's like, all right, I got no money.
It is easy money.
Yeah.
It is easy money for that. And he's 54. So again,
Okay.
like almost 55, and man, that guy moves
Jesus.
good for a 54-year-old.
Because if I move like that, we'll see what I mean.
Look, another fight that's also coming out, we might as well speak about. We'll make this sort of like a mini sports edition as well. So you got McGregor Poirier.
Is that this weekend?
That's not this weekend. That's in January. That's coming up. But just before I get a bit of an idea from you, now these two fought before. Again, they fought at 145.
I'm going for Poirier.
They won for 45.
Because I don't like McGregor, straight out.
Okay, let's put bias aside, but let's put bias aside, okay? And let's look at it from the fact of, now McGregor dispatched Donald Cerrone like that. Okay, I wouldn't have, even if Poirier fought Cerrone, you wouldn't expect it that easy. Like, he looked good. I think with McGregor, if he can keep his head on straight, do you know what I mean? And keep the focus. Do you know what I mean? Like, not like he went Khabib. See, in Khabib, he fucked up because he got too involved in, I'm trying to get into Khabib's head. But now, 100%. With the alcohol.
The whole Muslim rap,
Muslim, the
terrorist.
family and stuff. He never said terrorist. But it was just more like, people went on the more like, not racism, but more racist part, if that makes sense.
But there was blood, like there was a lot of animosity there.
There was an animosity. That's why I think that if he can keep his head on straight like he did with Cerrone, he came focused.
Cause like, with all due respect to Cerrone, I think he's done, bro. I think he's genuine. Like, bro, he just doesn't look like. I've never.
Cerrone's probably more like Anderson Silva. You know what I mean? Like,
come on,
no,
don't disrespect Silva like
no,
that.
I'm not saying it from a sense of what he's done. More like he's past his prime and now he's just feeling.
Because you know what Cerrone would be? He would be like, if I was to put into perspective, he's me. I talk a lot of shit.
A flop. No,
But yeah, I did consider him a flop. But like, I talk shit. But if I came to back it up, because I'd probably fool myself. You know what I mean? Like, I'd probably embarrass myself a lot. Like him, like, bro.
We are talking about one of the guy doesn't he have the most wins in UFC history?
Yeah, but because how long has he been there?
Yeah, but
and he's the biggest journeyman, because he's had like 3 opportunities at a belt. Where is they? Where are they? Where are they?
He lost.
Exactly.
Yeah, but okay, it's like Uriah Faber as well. The guy's experienced in the cage, and that's
because he won belt. He won a belt.
Uriah Faber didn't win. Did he win a belt?
Who are we talking about?
Uriah Faber.
Yeah,
He didn't win a belt.
Because I'm sure he did.
We'll get Jamie to look this up for us. I'm pretty sure Uriah Faber didn't win a belt, because even when he was on, was it him and McGregor in Ultimate Fighter, he gave him shit for that. He never. I don't think Uriah Faber ever won a belt. He fought for the title because he lost to I was gonna say, he lost to Jose Aldo.
I'll retract my statement.
So yeah, look, again, he falls in the same category as him.
Yeah, fair enough.
But look, I think McGregor will take him, man. I think McGregor will beat Poirier.
Nah, I think Poirier has matured a lot, because with his fights, he fought what was it, Dan Hangman Hooker?
Yeah.
Bro, I think Poirier's got the motivation there.
What motivation though?
He's already lost once. He's like, bro, I don't want to lose again. You know what I mean? Bro, like, surely that's got to fire him up. If that doesn't, then you know what? On your way, Poirier. I don't want to see him again. Honestly. Go Bellator.
Bellator. Look, we'll cover it more as it gets closer, because you do have.
But yeah,
I think next week they got Ferguson and Oliveira. I think
Tony Ferguson.
Yeah, Tony Ferguson.
Bro, that guy has been putting up a lot of live videos this week. But
every time, pops up on my Instagram. Yeah,
yeah, they're free too. Bro, it's like, I don't care. Like, stop it. Like, fuck.
I don't care. Nah, he's because I'm guessing it's all media trying to get up.
Yeah, I now makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking he must be at home going, yeah, I'm training. You know how he does that stupid. He does
All right, we'll cover that more, obviously leading close to it. Now, we do have a few things that are happening throughout the world that's becoming not a big issue thus far, but it could potentially be a massive issue.
This is an issue that makes me very anxious.
Well, it all falls down to, because now for the people we're talking about, so China and Australia at the moment are pretty much having, what do you call that? What is that? Mexican standoff, pretty much. And China's obviously bringing out the tariffs.
Bro, China is going all out.
Yeah, China's going massively all out. So even this week when they released the photo.
The photo.
So what? What was his name? The deputy. What was it? The deputy director of the. What was it, man? Fuck, I missed it here. Of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Yeah,
there
Foreign
we go.
Affairs. That's correct.
The guy put up a video of not a video. Was it? Yeah, it was a photo.
Yeah.
Of a soldier holding a dagger to a young kid.
And he was trying to a slitting with the fight action.
And it's like, don't be afraid. Everything, like, we're here to like pretty much just be
like that.
Freedom.
Really annoys me because it's a bit hypocritical considering that they're doing all the shit they're doing to the Uyghurs in China.
Which is what everyone's saying.
Like, come on, bro. Who are you to point fingers? Like, shut the fuck up, China. Yeah. Seriously.
So when it comes down to that, you can even put the Uyghurs to a side. Like, even if you just want to put that to a side, they've got the problem that they're having in Hong Kong. They got the problem that they're having in Taiwan. They got the problem that's having that everyone's putting the blame of obviously the COVID onto them. Yeah. And now it just feels like China's just retaliating to the world.
China's just got that fuck you attitude and it's going fuck the world. Yeah, you can't. We're gonna. Cause like, I feel like, bro, like in my theory is, I think China's ready to take over. Well, like. Call me conspiracy theorist, but I think the whole fuck you attitude is just them going, you know what, we're set up, we've conserved our raw materials, we're ready to go, you know, we're ready for war. I genuinely, I think it may lead to that. Bro, I was thinking about it. I go, how long has it been since World War II?
World War II ended in 1944, 44, I think. It started in 40 or 40.
Because it's, what is that?
Say early
80
40s.
years?
So we're looking at roughly 80
Fucking
years.
80 years.
80 years. And look, the problem with a world war is the world has changed. Okay, we need to accept that. The world has changed considering the 1940s. All right, but even between then, you still had the Soviet Union, you still had the Vietnam War, you had all the problems in the Middle East as well. This all happened now. It hasn't necessarily gone to a world war yet. For a world war to happen, you need two superpowers to go ahead. Now, here's one superpower itself, which is China. Australia, I would not say is a superpower. Okay.
No, not in that sense, because who's Australia's biggest and ally?
It's the allies.
And the reason I put that theory, can I add to that point? America's copping fucking COVID up the ass. You know, they're saying every minute someone's dying. Like, you don't know what the conditions are. Obviously, I'm skeptical in the fact that, you know, heart attack, COVID. You know?
Yes.
You know, or whatever else, you know, he died in a car accident, COVID. He had COVID in his blood when he had the accident. But like the point, America is weakened at the moment. They're going through the change period for the president.
Yeah.
You know, they still got it till January. So, Donald Trump's still putting up a fight. So he's not acknowledging Biden.
Yeah,
at all. You know, and the point I'm trying to get at is, bro, what if China's gone perfect moment? We're going to take these guys out. Because what if they just go, you know what, that's it. World War, Call of Duty, Warzone 2. Or it's not Warzone. What was that one where they invade the story, where they invade America? Or Russia invades America. But, you know, that's what I'm getting at.
The Cold War.
Because why, like, as if you don't, I don't know. Maybe China's just doing some secret shit. And I don't know. Call me skeptical. I don't give a shit. But I think China's doing something.
But you got to keep in mind, like with Australia, one of the biggest allies is the US. But we got to keep in mind, probably the greatest monarchy ever in human history. You got Britain, who is Australia, is part of the Commonwealth of the United Kingdom, not the United Kingdom, the Commonwealth of England at the end of the day.
Yeah, I know.
So, and England controls pretty much half the world anyway. But when it comes down to this now, this is where the problem is going to happen now. So with all the tariffs, everything, now you and I can go to the shops, we see a lot of shelves empty.
Yep.
Okay, this is obviously relates to the whole China thing. Also the coronavirus, where imports and exports are heavily delayed or they're just not coming. Now, does it come to a point where we nip it in the bud and go, you know what, let's stop relying on China. Okay? If it means, and this is where the biggest problem is, if it means that we have to pay more to be self-reliant, do we have to take that route?
If it's not being fought by the politicians or whoever decides where we go into that avenue, we should definitely be thinking about it.
We should, and I get it from a sense of Australia has one of the highest labour costs on Earth. Okay, I get that. But surely we need to look at this. Surely there's got to be a way. Yeah, and you know what the irony is this, and this is what fucking pisses me off about our government. It's like China goes, you know what? Tariff this, tariff that. We're gonna stop importing beef, or we're gonna stop importing barley and the grain and the coal, and we're gonna start reducing raw materials. And when we're there going, oh, but we shouldn't do this. These guys are just doing that. Man, turn around. We're not taking any more Chinese investors, unfortunately. Stop buying fucking our land. Do you know what I mean? As much as because China themselves, the government knows.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not going to get as much as their stuff anymore. Yeah, we're not going to.
That's what I'm saying.
Who's going to get hurt? Us or them?
Exactly.
It's literally chicken at the moment.
Yeah. Like, surely China's going, you know what? You're not the only guys that are producing barley.
Yeah. You're not the only one that's got raw materials.
Exactly.
You're not the
That's
only
why I'm like, bro, they're going balls out. They're going, you know what? Bring it. Like, let's go. You want to go? You want to talk shit? Well, you know, we're not going to talk shit. We're going to go into action.
Yeah, look, an example, man, the wine, that whole wine issue that kicked it off not kicked it off, but the one that was actually highlighted in the media.
Yeah.
Originally, it was 107% tariffs. Okay, trying to raise that to 212%. Okay, now if you look at that, you know what the irony is? From that industry alone for Australia, that's 40% of Australia's exports. 40%.
Seriously.
So when you look at that and you go, okay, well, we just copped like 105% tariff on 40% of our exports. That's going to be a massive hit on that industry.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
And this is what I'm trying to get at is more, do we start to find where we start to go, okay, you know what, you're going to do that? We're going to do our best to see what's out there, who else can potentially buy, where I'm not paying this 212%.
Well, you know what? Like, that's not, for me, that's not an issue, obviously, because I don't drink wine. And secondly...
But it's more jobs. You got to keep that in mind.
Because, but like, nah, the avenue I'm trying to go down is hey, look, it's not a perishable product. If anything, it gets better in age, right? All right, you don't want it, fair enough. Let's either bring it back or take it to someone that wills. You know, or Thailand, you want wine? Or America, you want more wine? You know, like, surely, like, that is not a major issue, but it's obviously, it can lead to more issues. Correct. You know what I mean? Like,
for me, it was more always jobs.
Yeah, okay? Of course. That was my first. That was my first thought when that happened. I was like, all right, that's gonna suffer. You know what I mean?
If no one's buying,
that's right.
Manufacturers are gonna have to recoup their costs one way or another. Yeah. And then you have them going away. Look, I'll give you a better stat, and this is one I actually found out today. So the two-way trade between each country, okay, so back and forth, last year was 252 billion. Okay, so that's the amount of money that we make between. Now for Australia itself, that was 27, I think just above 27%. So of the entire trade that Australia does, China almost just gets over 27% of the entire thing.
Is that it? I was expecting more, to be honest.
Man, that's a lot for one country. Think about it. How many countries around the world, and more than 1/4 of your trade?
Well, because geographically, I mean, China is not that far. Because look, like, the shittest thing about Australia is
his location.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like, it makes sense. Like, I can see where the what can I say? The panic is starting to come from, in the sense that obviously China is a big importer exporter of us, or we are to them.
Yeah.
I can see it's gonna affect us, but bro, surely that 27% out of the 100, we can try to resolve it out to others. You know what I mean? It might end up costing a bit more, but surely, like, in other places in the world, people are willing to drink wine. You know what I mean? and they say Australia produces one of the best wines in the world. So it's like, I don't find that as such an issue. It's just a problem that can be solved, I think, anyways.
And that's what I was trying to get at with the beginning, which is, this has all got to do with money. Okay, at the end of the day, this is all finance. Okay, it's got nothing to do with who hates who. It's about, how do I economically hurt someone? Yeah, and that's the trend nowadays. When you hate someone, it's tariff. Yeah. Trump did the same. Certain European countries do the same. Everyone does the same.
So do you reckon there are businesses in China going, hey, government, relax, like, we want to drink our wine, you know? Do you reckon there's people out there going, yeah, brother, we're getting Australia, you know?
I reckon, because the way that China is set up, I think that they're gonna find their resource one way or another.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That's what I mean. I reckon they've already backed themselves up. Yeah, we've got more wine coming down. We got vodka coming down from Russia. You know, we're set up from Europe. Brother, fuck your wine. Get it out of here.
Or they just go, you know what? Deal with it for now. Our aim is to get this cheaper. Just deal with it for now. Because you got to keep in mind the tariffs that they're putting on.
Yeah.
Who's getting the money?
Do we know, like, what the reason is for the tariffs? Like, have they mentioned? Have they said, you know what? Like, I know this started from Australia trying to set up some inquiry to gain some compensation from the COVID. Like, yeah, good luck trying to enforce the country to pay.
It wasn't the compensation part of it. It was the fact that when Australia, who was it? Scott Morrison. Yeah, when he first said that there needs to be an investigation. We sound like Jeff. Was it Jeff Tuvey from Manly? There needs to be some investigation.
There needs to be an investigation.
When he first came out and said that, and then America started pushing on that as well, and we backed them. China went,
yeah. That's what I mean. It all started from there.
Yeah.
Like, who do you reckon G'd up Scott Morrison? Be like, get him, bro. You got to start calling China on what they're fucking doing. You know.
I think.
You reckon it was his wife?
Honey, these Chinese. Now, I think the biggest problem was when it all actually happened and everyone was starting to point the finger at China. I think Scott Morris said, I can be the bigger guy here and I'm the big one here.
I'm going to put my balls on the table.
And now my balls are getting stamped on. But look, it could go potentially bad, okay, for Australia itself.
Bro. That's why it's so worrying.
But at the moment, I don't believe it will. Because there's too much on the line for both countries. Look how far they come, and you got the trade agreement with China itself, and now you got what's his name, Dan Andrews, who signed the deal with China to begin with, which everyone hated him for. That he organized some sort of it was a buying sector or something. I don't quote me on that one, but he organized something that he can't back out of. So he's sort of stuck in the middle as well now. So it's like, oh man, I just dealt with the fucking coronavirus issue. Now
It's like call up Scott Morrison. Hey man, you're stuffing up my plan.
The money, man. The money. So he's got his own personal problem here, but this is more along the lines of once, like we're hitting stuff that it's starting to hit the job sector. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's hitting
that's the most worrying part, of course.
And when it hits the job sector, so you got your wine industry. Okay, yeah, but I get it. We don't drink, but people that do work in that industry, whether they drink or not, is going to be affected by jobs.
Yeah.
Then you got the raw materials itself, which is coal and iron ore, which I think I was reading an article today where they were saying that China was actually keeping the raw materials offshore, where as in like you're not coming in. So we got your own suppliers are coming to a standstill.
Yeah.
So once that's happening, you got your own factories down here that are coming to a standstill.
Yeah.
Then people don't work. And look, we're heading into
halting.
Yeah, and we're heading into a holiday period at the moment as well, which is going to cause even more massive issue.
Because like I'm split down the line where it's like I want to see China go, you know what? Keep going, bro. Keep going. Honestly, keep going. It's like let's see how far this goes. I want to see the outcome of it. Like obviously that's just my like
your Hollywood mode.
Inner anarchist going, you know what? I want to see drama. But then obviously, in reality, I don't want it to happen. Yeah. Like, of course, I wanted them to go, look, you know, shake hands. All right, boys, you had enough. You know, you pulled your dicks out. You had a big measuring contest. It's all good. But I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm very curious. Like, I'm very intrigued with the fact that, like, I don't mind China doing what they're doing. Like, of course, I live in Australia. This is affecting me. Don't get me wrong, which is a bit ironic. But it's I don't know. It's
you're having your Hollywood moment here in your head. Like, what about if the Joker comes out and starts doing stupid shit? And then now China, the same guy who did that, who did the photo, what was his name? Zhao Lijian, whatever his name was. He came out. Now, a video I came across, I didn't watch the entire thing, but I've been reading about it a lot, was the CDC in America. And they were saying that there's actually a potential chance that coronavirus was in America before it was in China.
I wouldn't. Don't get me started on this stuff, man. Seriously.
Tinfoil hat.
Bro, I was going to make a tinfoil hat today.
But again, this is all ifs and buts because considering the data itself on coronavirus, like we've covered this already. Like, we don't know what to believe. And now all these new things are coming up and we're about to head into 2021. I wouldn't be
surprised if it did in America. Like, I've got many theories as to how that actually started. Not going to lie. I don't believe the bats won Australia, but I know they tried to fuck around with the flu strains, and then they went, oh fuck, it went out, and then it just fucked the world. But like, bro, let's think about it. How was it fucking the world? Like, just don't get me started on this, please, because we've already
we went through this, and I can't be bothered.
Like, it really does make me angry inside, because it's like, bro, because the media plays a big role in it too. The fear that they put on people. Oh, another 100 cases blown in today. Oh, and every minute, America, someone's dying. Yeah, dude. What's the population? 700 million?
Where the fuck do you get that?
Isn't it 700? It's something 100 million, or it might be 100 million.
It's under 400 million, man.
100 million every minute. Someone is gonna have to die. Like,
I like your math is not on point today, eh?
But you get the gist.
Now, look, when it comes down to that, look, again, I don't want to go into this coronavirus topic again. I'm
really sick of it.
Because I feel like one day I'm just going to wake up and say, bye, YouTube. But yeah, look, when it comes down to this China and Australia thing, I think we're just taking it on a day-by-day basis at the moment, because all it takes is just one little, what's the word? One temperament move, if that makes sense.
Because apparently there's no COVID outbreaks at all in Australia. I think there's one in South Australia. They're saying that they're worried about.
One today in New South Wales.
Was there?
Yeah.
Fucking
one from Minto.
So like, if it's been done for how long was it COVID free for? 3 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe a month.
I think it was a week in New South Wales.
Because surely they're saying the COVID disease actually dies in sunlight. Like
no.
What do you mean no?
No, I know you heard that. That was the belief earlier on in the year, where they believe that the coronavirus died of sunlight. It's not a vampire, okay?
No, but it is bacteria, so or a certain, I don't know, what would you call it?
We're talking about a flu strain. If the flu strain died, that means that for us, if we had the flu wherever it's sunny, you wouldn't get the flu. It makes no sense whatsoever.
I guess that's a valid point. Yeah.
I am a genius. Science.
Nah, I'm not.
I know what you're trying to say, though. I know what you're trying to say, but I think that was
surely with all the
agenda.
hand sanitizer around, we would have killed the fucking thing.
Now you know what the problem with this hand sanitizer was? Because it says on the bowl, it's not 100%. It's 99.9%. Coronavirus is at 0.0.
Because I'm going to go into a bullshit theory. You're probably going to laugh, but I think what the whole agenda behind the hand sanitizer is. To dumb down the population, to get them, like, I'm sure if you use enough hand sanitizer, certain what do you call it? Like, what's the fumes?
Wow,
is gonna dumb you down enough to think. Like, we've already got a high population of drinkers in Australia as it is. You know what I mean? There's a big drinking culture in Australia, bro. I mean, now you're just covered in alcohol, so it's like, let's add to that. We're just gonna be drunk all fucking day. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just wanted to put that out.
There's a difference between, say, like Grey Goose and fucking Dettol, yeah? Like, there's a big difference there, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you are missing your tinfoil hat today, bro.
That was just a thought in my mind. I'm sure, one person please go, you know what, I thought of the same thing. That's all I need.
Drink hand sanitizers because that's like Grey Goose, and we're going to live like happily ever after now. No, I don't think it had anything to do with that. I think they just took.
That was just an idea. That wasn't actually what I was thinking, but like,
they took a precaution, and it was thing. Man, I was watching. Actually, I've been wanting to watch The Crown. Have you watched
on Netflix? Is that the Diana one?
The royal family one.
Any good?
I haven't watched the.
I saw it, and I was like, I don't want to get into this now.
No,
do you want to go down this route? Like, what do you think that happened to Diana?
Oh, so we're entering conspiracy.
Let's go.
You know what?
Let's go.
We'll go into conspiracy.
Let's go.
Okay. Diana. Look, Diana has that infamous. What was it? The infamous interview.
Yes.
Where she said that certain people were obviously against her and that they didn't want her to be successful.
That's all we needed.
For me, that sells it.
Yeah, bro.
Because I don't think Diana had any reason to say that.
She saw the ugliness within the monarchy.
And that's what. And to be honest, let's be fair. Oh, my camera's fucking up here. Let's be fair here. All right. Actually, I was talking about this at work with the guys at work. The royal family itself. Okay, every royal family. Every monarch, if that makes sense. Every monarch here, throughout history, has been involved in stupidity and keeping things within the family. And I'm talking more
Inbreds.
Inbreds, ancestry, and all that type of shit. You hear about it with the
The
Rothschilds.
bloodline.
You hear about it with the Rockefellers. You hear about it with all of them.
Containing the bloodline.
Yeah, contain the bloodline, and not only that, keeping the measure of success within the family.
Within the family,
Okay,
not spreading it out, diluting that blood.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The massive one, obviously, is probably, in my opinion, the Rothschilds.
Yeah.
But they're a different story. All right. So we're looking at that.
Let's not go that far in.
So we look at the British monarch, yeah? Then Diana comes along, okay? Hated by the Queen. Why? Because she thinks outside the box.
Yeah.
She's loved by the people. She cares about people.
Because like I watched I think it was a documentary or it was some kind of program, and they were saying, yeah, the Queen didn't like her, but I was like, Charles was apparently cheating on her. Like, she was with that other woman, the one that he married now. What's her name? I was like, bro, how are you cheating on Diana with her? Like, bro, you got the teeth all over the place, typical English broad, and then you got Diana, which she was a very classy lady. She was very beautiful,
Are you saying, like, how would a guy like that get?
Well, bro, apparently he was cheating on her. That's why she was like, I think that's what led to the certain emotions of her. I mean, she was kind of cheating on him too with the whole the sheikh, wasn't it, or the prince?
I think it was a bodyguard, wasn't it?
No. He was with a Muslim prince.
No, it was a Muslim bodyguard.
Nah, cuz Wallahi was.
That's the one that died in the car crash.
Nah, he was a prince of some kind of family.
But like, when she died in the thing, the irony is, man, it's just like they didn't even try to hide it. Do you know what I mean? Like it was
because
just
the death was shady. Like,
done in a tunnel.
Yeah.
With no evidence whatsoever. Like it's just too funny that, like, I shouldn't say funny, but funny is the wrong word, but it's just sad. Do you know what I mean? And the irony is the irony is this, that when Diana died, now everyone tries to replicate her. Does that make sense? You got Kate Middleton, so William's wife, tries to replicate, that whole mother of all women sort of thing.
Yeah, right, bro.
Then Meghan Markle tried to
Bro,
that, but she's
watch her on
she is so
Suits.
hated.
Guys, she's literally had that. I'm thinking in this. I haven't watched Suits, but I've seen the There's a scene where she's pretty much taking her clothes off and I think like kissing another bloke. It's like, dude, you went semi-porn. Like, shut your mouth. Like,
It wasn't that bad.
I don't care.
I watched Suits.
I don't care if it was acting. I've been watching because I can't commit to a program at the moment because of the kids. Because they don't let me watch anything. But I'll watch that sooner. It's not going anywhere.
Suits is not bad. I think Suits dies away after a few seasons because it just becomes no, not from that. It actually keeps you interesting, but if you take it out of your head that it's slowly not becoming a law program. It's more drama.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Like,
the first
who's fucking who and blah, blah.
More that and we'll find our way out of everything somehow. There's this law that's hidden somewhere up my ass somewhere, and we'll find it. But Suits is alright. But yeah, I do want to watch Crown. I've been watching Hell's Kitchen.
Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, Gordon Ramsay. Today I'm going to fucking. He's a weirdo.
Is that the one where he goes to the restaurants and he helps out the...
Hell's Kitchen's his one. He hires the chef and then...
No, I don't like Hell's Kitchen because I don't like...
I like Kitchen Nightmares too.
I love Kitchen Nightmares. Oh my God. Because it's like... like 80% of it... Oh, I won't say 80%. 60% of it is common sense. It's like, dude, keep your kitchen clean. Keep it productive. Make it organized so you're in that rush. But then again, I do come from a hospitality background, so I have a lot of experience there and running a kitchen. Shout out to my previous employers, John Paul and everyone. But yeah, bro, it's just like, come on, man. How like over time, I will admit that you get lazy as a business. So I have that understanding, but not as lazy. Like, bro, if you're hemorrhaging money in your business, surely you're going, all right, what am I doing wrong? Like, you take a look. You don't just go, all right, let's put my money. Oh, I've just loaned out my house. I've remortgaged this and that, and it's like now I'm 500. Like, this is what they say in the show. I'm 500,000 down, and it's like, dude, I would have woken up maybe 50, 60 grand into it. You've gone $500,000. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, but some people have that feeling where it's like, I'm not gonna let this sink. If I pump more money into it,
I know
it's gonna bring back money.
But that's gambling. Like, not gambling, but
what's that saying? You got to lose money to make money. He's got that mentality.
Yeah, sure.
So when they have that mentality and they don't have a business plan itself, then what happens?
Yeah, but Gordon Ramsay is a genius. If I was to say he's one of my favorites. A lot of the recipes that I try to do at home is a lot based on a lot of the videos that I watch from him.
I think what he's nailed is that perfect balance between restaurant
And
owner,
business.
a chef, and media. He's got all that. Even
Cause,
when
and then like business, like he's a businessman. Because like that's what they say. Like from what I've experienced, all the chefs that I've spoken to, they're like, yeah, you might be a good chef, but you're probably a shit businessman. You wouldn't know how to run a business. Yeah, you run a good kitchen, but you wouldn't be able to run a good business. And I've seen it firsthand. I've seen excellent chefs, but when it came to running their own business, failed miserably. You know what I mean? Whereas Gordon Ramsay is just universal. All of it. He is just genius. Well, I think he's got like 2 or 3 Michelin star restaurants.
I think most of them are 3 Michelin stars, man.
Yeah, bro. I've watched his first program when he was starting out, when he made up his first restaurant, when he just he got out of what was that
The one that
the one that taught him. It's my fuck.
I know the one that met that
The French
that
the Italian guy.
That infamous story of he's the only one that made Gordon Ramsay cry.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Marco Pierre.
Yes, Marco Pierre. Yes.
I think it was that.
Yeah, it's Marco Pierre. Yeah, I love him too. He's a good chef.
He's an absolute
Yeah,
gun
Marco
chef.
Pierre White.
And to be honest, look, you've worked in a kitchen, okay? Is it as bad as what it seems?
Cause I was punching on. I was a kitchen hand, and I was punching on chefs. Like I was ready to go with chefs. Cause chefs didn't want me to be there. There was certain chefs that didn't want me to be there. But
Okay, but let me ask you, because I got noidea.com.
Cause it's intense. Like you know how they make it out like in Hell's Kitchen,
Yeah.
bro. It's like that.
Yeah?
Yeah, when the pressure's on. Cause I love the pressure. The orders are coming through, and it's just like you have that second of holy shit. Like what the fuck? There's so many dockets. You're like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? And then it's like it either makes you or breaks you. And cause at the time you're like, I don't want to do this, but you're like, once it's done, it's so satisfying. It's like, bro, I just fucking pumped it. You know, it was the best, bro. That's where all my bad things came from.
Your temper?
No, not my temper, but like my thing, like my swearing. Because bro, we were swearing like, fuck you, get the fucking bread, you know, or like, you know, give me the fuck. How long's the steak gonna take, or how long's the pasta coming? Come on, bro, my food's getting cold. You know, it was just like, mind you, and it's a lot of teamwork too, especially if you work with someone you enjoy, bro. It's the best. The best. But it was also good because I get to boss around the waiters. And I was like, ding. Especially when your boss is like, bro, you got to control them. You know, you got to influence what they do, and you got to make sure these food go out before it gets cold and whatnot. It's very great. It's very satisfying. And I'm sure everyone who's worked in a kitchen can agree. Even McDonald's. Like McDonald's is a proper production line. And you try to get that in those small kitchens, but it's not so much because it's better food, of course. But I mean, McDonald's is the same process. You know, you got the guy who's making the meat, then you got the guy who's reading up the patty or the bread and the lettuce, and then you got the guy. So it's like everyone's doing that. You know what I mean? But I don't know. It's just how you figure it out.
Yeah, but with McDonald's, it's a bit different because everything's sort of just set ready. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course. But see, like McDonald's has got a factory where they seal up all the bags.
Yeah.
I'm sure Emin's been a previous employee of Macca's where they wash the lettuce, cut the chips, and then they get sent out to McDonald's. Whereas here, bro, any downtime we have, we don't just stand around, brother. We're preparing. All right, yep, mayonnaise is out. We got to make more mayonnaise. Like, mind you, the kitchen I was working in, all the ingredients we made was all raw ingredients. It wasn't like, oh, you get a bucket of mayonnaise and we'll use that. Nah, brother, I was making mayonnaise, cuz. It was like those quiet periods where the times to prep up for everything else. You know what I mean?
So I'll ask you a question because, again, I got no idea. In that industry, what was the one thing you absolutely hated?
Fuck, there was a lot of things, bro. I was notorious, like, fuck.
Like, would you say that
Certain things on the menu, like certain foods, it was just a bitch to make because they had to be delicately made and like you couldn't rush it. Whereas like, you know, certain other foods, like, I don't know, when I was a kitchen hand in Parramatta Church Street for Positano's, an old shop that used to be open, shout out to the Howatches. They like, you know, I'd be doing entrees, so it'd be like garlic bread, you know, bruschettas, like garlic pizzas, and it was easy, you know, you rolled the dough out, like, you know, you did dough, and then you put the fucking garlic butter on there, and that was the easy shit. But then when it was like, make this salad, it's like, oh fuck, I gotta cut the beetroot, gotta cut the radish, and then I gotta layer it up on that little spot, and it's like, oh, right, like, it just killed the momentum of things. That was certain thing, that was probably one main thing that I hated. Other than that, like, it was good, like, cleaning up after. You've just smashed out, like, I don't know, all that. Like, you've just had that peak hour period where you just smashed out all the food and you've had no thinking whatsoever. It was just, you're just doing it according to the orders that are coming out the docket machine, you know? And it's just hectic, man. Like, some people thrive under it. Some people just fall and fail, man.
What did you get up to? Like, what was the highest? I don't know if that.
Bro, at one stage I was controlling a kitchen. Bro, I've done pastries. I got up to like steaks and pastas, but then I quit. For one of the infamous times I quit. I remember there was one instance where me and my boss, John Fall, his name was, it was just like, you know that frantic period? It was that hectic.
It's just go, go, go.
It was like I was being a cunt. I'll admit. It was that certain confidence. Like, kitchen was running and I had that authority to do what I want. And then like certain things were happening. Like, as a chef, you gain this arrogance, and you're like, even if the food is bad, you like, fuck them. They don't know what the fuck they're eating. You know what I mean? And in Hell's Nightmare or Kitchen Nightmare, you see certain chefs. They're so ignorant to the fact that they don't realize how bad their food is, because they've been they don't realize the quality that the food has dropped. Whereas we had an argument, and he was like, I was being a cunt, and he goes, look here, you little shit. He goes, bro, stop fucking around, like, and you know, my confidence was already here, so I was like, yeah, took my apron off, cause this is Friday night. It was a Friday or Saturday's peak period, cause it was flying, and I went, fuck you, put my apron on the floor, and just walked out. Because I had this, like, they're going to call me, they're going to beg me to come back, blah, blah. And I went home and I told my dad, why are you home so early? I go, I quit. And he laughed at me. He goes, why'd you quit? I go, I had this argument, blah, blah, blah. He goes, don't worry, they're going to call me back.
The young mentality.
The young and stupid, confident, like the overconfident mentality. And they never called me back.
Inan goes past the restaurant one day, there's a new guy.
No, but those are those life experiences. You know, people say, I want to learn this on, because sometimes you just got to experience life. And that was one of my experiences. Like, now I'm not so much like a cocky fuckwit and go, you know what, they need me. It doesn't matter how good of a job someone does. Anyone's replaceable.
Everyone's replaceable.
Anyone. You know what I mean?
I've had this conversation at work many times, and I always say to people, like, I always give this idea. I go, if this company's around, say in 50 years, I go, this whole office is different.
Yeah,
I go,
bro.
Not even that. I go, we could be replaced.
Yeah, bro. Easy.
I go,
easy.
I go, at one stage in history, people worked at, say, Ford on the assembly line, yeah?
Yep.
And it was full of people. But if you said to someone, imagine, you know, none of these people will be here in
robots
10, 15
are
years.
take
Robots.
over.
They go, get the fuck out of here. Do you know what I mean? And then now you look at it, it's like one person, 9 machines.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, everyone is replaceable at the end of the day.
Yeah, bro.
But now, look, I always found the whole kitchen element, like, very fascinating.
Cause, like, honestly, my future goal is I would love to open up something as a family business. Nothing to make money, but something for me
to lose money.
for me and my wife and the family to be involved in. Whether my sons want to be involved with it, that's their choice, of course. But it's something for me and my wife.
No, it's a good thing to have. And you know what I was thinking, like part of a small talk thing, because I came across on TikTok actually, and it's this guy. I should really get his name. Hopefully next time I'll give him a shout out, because I actually just find it interesting. He goes and tests kebabs across everywhere he goes. So everywhere he goes, and he not deconstructs, like, oh, this letters and this tomatoes. No. He's like, he sits there, puts the camera in front of him, and then he's like, you know what? There's too much sauce.
Yeah.
He goes, there's too much sauce. He goes, I don't feel like I'm having a kebab. There's not enough meat. There's not enough this. There's not enough that. And I was thinking maybe like because of your chef background, I go, we'll go and test something. I go, whether it's steak or maybe it's burgers, because now burger chains are going off the charts here.
Yeah.
So we might
there's a name for that. For that exact problem, like, you know how they put too much sauce? Like, McDonald's perfected this with the whole sauce gun. It gives you that perfect amount. Instead, you got some dickhead teenager going like wasting it, where he's put 2 portions of sauce instead of 1, you know. But I mean, in a high-end restaurant, they've got I forgot what the name is, but they've got a piece of paper explaining exactly what the what the plate should be, and so it'd be like 2 pieces of radish, you know, and then you got 2 shallots on top, and then you got like a twirl of onion, you know what I mean? And that's how I think. So, you know, the business owner or the head chef would be like, this is how I want my dinner. Show him, this is how I want it from now on. You know what I mean? Proper places, not those little fucking, you know, steakhouses, those little independent places where they're like, I make steaks. Everyone's gonna eat steaks, you know. You see the difference in quality
Yeah,
from those
100%.
shops and the bigger shops.
Well, you would genuinely see it because you like you just said, hey, you put certain things in certain areas,
Yeah.
you'd probably know that. Okay, you know what? If I add just another example, one extra or two extra onions, it's gonna give this flavor instead,
Yeah.
which you won't.
It's
give
going
it.
to overpower it sometimes.
That's
you know what I mean?
Yeah. And you know what? You hit the nail on the head. And I actually just watched the thing just recently. Like I watched it a few times, but I just love the movie and just the concept behind the founder for McDonald's.
I
She
haven't
was-
watched that
You
yet.
haven't? I highly recommend
Like
it.
some people say it's not as good as what you think it is, but you know what? To give you an idea of how it really is, there's this the movie that what's that good looking guy's name from the Hangover?
Me. Bradley Cooper.
Bradley Cooper
Shit,
made a movie
I watched that one.
on fire or something.
Where he tries to win that, where he tries to get his Michelin star, was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that movie
Burnt.
burnt. Yes, my
That's it.
my boss actually, the same guy I used to work with, actually recommended me watching it, and I never did it. I never watched it until after I stopped working, but it was perfect. Like he was trying to get me into that whole idea of thing because I was being a cunt. I was an individual in that kitchen. It was like, nah, no one can tell me what to do. Like I did my work and I did help out, but it was just like I didn't like people telling me what to do. I didn't like authority in the first place, especially these guys. Like the head chef, he knew I was a new guy. Like my boss knew I was reliable, I was dependable, trustworthy, and whatnot. But it was this guy. He didn't know me, so he had to test me out, and he wanted to, he was trying to like see where he can go with this, how far he can go, and like. I realized this and it was like, all right, look here, dickhead. I know you're a head chef, but don't fuck around with me. I go, I'm doing my job. Don't be this bossy cunt. Don't be fucking swearing at me. I go, I'll do the job. Don't get me wrong. I'll get down and dirty and do whatever you need that is required. I go, but don't be a fucking sick cunt about it. like plain and simple. And we just clashed. Like it was just that, I'm head chef. I gotta, I gotta put it on ya. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, dickhead. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I'm not some fucking little kitchen hand. I'm here to do the job. Like I'm here to do the job. Stop fucking around. And eventually I earned the respect. I really did earn that respect. He still probably hates me, but he knows that, you know what? When it comes to the crunch, I was there. I didn't fuck around.
And now you resigned.
Nah, I just went on to better things, bro. Like,
That's what it was at the end. What's that? What did we just say? Everyone's replaceable at the end of the
yeah,
day.
everyone is replaceable, bro.
Hopefully you do find that
Life
love
lessons
again.
learned.
But-
Yeah.
But with that founder, man, when I actually watched that, I had like it's not more how did McDonald's happen? It's more just about that one guy. It's about Ray Kroc. So
Yeah,
technically ended up being on paper the founder
Yeah.
of McDonald's. Okay.
Sick cunt.
And the funny thing about that, it wasn't the fact that what he did. It wasn't the fact that what happened with the brothers and stuff like that. What I found the most interesting about McDonald's was how it actually revolutionized food.
Yeah.
I never knew this.
Okay.
I never knew to the point where before that happened, you know in the movies we see you got that 60s 70s diner, you drive up and then people come out with the
Yeah,
trays and
yeah,
then milkshake falls everywhere and there's skateboards not skateboards, the
Yeah,
roller
yeah.
skates and shit. That was the only way to eat. That was literally it.
As a diner, yeah.
Yeah, at a diner. Or to eat a proper burger.
What year were we talking? 60s?
You're probably looking at 60s, 70s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was the only way to eat burgers. And McDonald's was the first one ever. Food ordered, food to go. See you later.
Yeah.
They were the first one. And I was like, for me, I was dumbfounded. I'm like, surely there was someone else there that did burgers differently and stuff like that. But then as the movie goes on and it shows you the struggles that they actually, the original two brothers that actually made McDonald's, what the struggles they went through and stuff like that, because they literally had to educate people on what to do. Do you know what I mean? Like that's how revolutionary it was. Where when they first opened McDonald's and they wanted people to come to the thing, people were just driving in with their cars and they just parked right next, like right in front of the glass, waiting.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, is someone going to come out and take our order?
Cut.
Like that's how revolutionary it was.
Bro, I've worked in Gözleme.
Yeah.
And then Turkish Gözleme, I'm sure everyone's aware of.
Gozleme.
Gozleme. And like, I'm relaying what you just said there in my own experience and the fact that, because it was the same for us. Where like we went out to festivals, so we were the typical tent, Turkish tent, and the grill and whatnot, and we served food. But my boss, I think he in terms of operators of festival food, he had a down pat. He actually had experience from McDonald's. He was a chain, not a chain. What's when you want to buy a existing part of the business. Fuck.
Anyway,
He was high up in McDonald's. He was explaining to people who bought McDonald's businesses, and he was in operation that, bro. He was 6 figures a year, and he stopped and he said, you know what, I can do this for my own self, bro. He realized, just like that founder guy did in the founder, that there was something you could do to revolutionize food, in that sense where you mentioned that, you know, people didn't know what they were doing. They just drive up and they were told what to do, which was the same. The guy, like we went to, like, out west, not out west, but we went outside of Sydney for all the festivals that we went. So most people weren't, you know, they didn't have much information on the food that there was. So it was constant, oh, where's this from? Oh, what food is this? Oh, you know, we had to open up to go and be like, you know, spinach and cheese, you want some meat, blah, blah, blah. But he had the whole production line going, like, had the food ready, the whole kitchen was ready, like, you know what I mean? And the point I'm trying to get to is, he was like a little mini Turkish Gözlem at McDonald's, if you want to call it that. You know what I mean? It was fantastic, and like that's where I learnt how to handle the business from how to handle the kitchen or the food industry in a business manner. Where it's like, obviously the demand, like he realized that out of the 10 hours that he operates, there's a 2-3 hour busy period, and he needs to be ready for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas the same thing as McDonald's does. You know, oh, we got to portion out. We got to make it easier, so we'll cook the burger and we'll leave it in this hot tray so it's ready to go. So it's that what's the cater to made or made to order?
It's literally takeaway.
Yeah,
that's what.
But like I'm saying, it's made to order, so it's
ready
not ready.
Pretty much ready.
But
to go.
like once you order it, it's ready in a minute. You know what I mean? Where they've literally put it down to seconds to make your food. You know what I mean?
They got it down.
Yeah,
like when you go to McDonald's and you see, like, usually 99% of the time, I don't know if it's changed now, because obviously we're getting more digital technology and all that type of stuff. Back in the days, do you remember where the drive-through window was? There used to be a timer on the top. If you've ever noticed that, that's actually it used to change.
So Emin would have explained this to us, but I'm sure the guy's got like 8 and 10 years experience, doesn't he?
He worked. I remember
he was
smashed. Man, absolutely smashed. But even then, like when I did 1 or 2 shifts, again, the food industry is not for me. Yeah. Okay. But even then, I used to see the timer, and after a while, it used to beep, and it's like, this guy's been here too long.
Yeah.
And that's when the pressure starts to build up.
I remember when they were making burgers, and they just sat there, so they were ready to like once it was ordered, it was ready, and then like it was every half an hour, those burgers, or not half an hour, every 15 minutes, those burgers were thrown out and new ones were made. But then McDonald's realized, all right, there's a lot of waste happening here. You know, we're paying for all these burgers that aren't being consumed or being bought. So it's like, let's take it where they had to rethink what their process was for making food, and now it's made to order instead of we'll make it and wait for the guys to come in and it's ready to go. You know what I mean?
But do you reckon, like, again, we're talking about McDonald's. He used to be, you would say at one stage in history, used to be fresh meat, fresh everything. Like,
yeah, used to take like 15 minutes for a burger to cook.
No, it was 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Even in
I'm talking about like independent stores and like before McDonald's.
Back in the days. But now it's like, do you think that they've changed it that much, and because they want more shelf life, that the food doesn't, like, the food sucks, but you'll go back?
Bro, McDonald's is comfort food to me, honestly. Like, I feel guilty as soon as I eat it. After I've eaten, I
feel like shit after I eat it.
Yeah, I feel like shit. That's what I mean. I feel like guilty, but it's comfort food. It's food that I eat at night, or like, you know, during the day when, like, McDonald's is the best alternative because it's everywhere. You know what you're gonna get. You're not gonna be disappointed. You know, you're not gonna be like, oh, I want to try this new shop out. But you know, like my thing is, I don't like trying new things out because I don't want to be disappointed. I keep going to these places and it's like always, oh, bro, like Thai food. I've got one specific Thai place that I go to, and it's in Newington, bro. I live nowhere in Newington, but I actually make the trek to go to Newington because they provide the food that I like, the way I like it, or whether it's traditional or not, I don't know, but it's good food. You know what I mean? And McDonald's is that. It's the comfort food, bro. Like, you want to go there, you want a Big Mac, bro. Doesn't matter if it's a 12-year-old or it's a 20-year-old. It's gonna be made the way you want it. You know what I mean? Because
they've got it down pound.
Yeah.
Where it's like a quarter pound. There's quarter pounder everywhere.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
well,
you go like what I mean by quarter pounder is like, I'm not talking about the taste in general. It's like, I know what I'm buying.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, it's different when you go to a different country. Like, obviously, you know, in Turkey you got McKufte and stuff like that.
I didn't try it.
Oh, it's not that great.
Yeah. I'll just go buy a real kofta burger. Like, I'll get.
I know, which is probably cheaper as well to begin with.
And better.
But what I was trying to get with McDonald's is, isn't it like the irony of this for McDonald's is, now we can go to McDonald's, you can have a bad experience at McDonald's, but you're going back. Does that make sense?
They look after you, but don't they?
No. What I'm trying to say is, you go to McDonald's, you get a large quarter pounder meal. It sucks. The chips isn't that great, and the drink tastes like water. Do you know what I mean? But you know for a fact that you're going back.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But you wouldn't have that same reaction if it was, say, a burger place which was in a truck. Do you know what I mean? And you paid $20 for the meal. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? The burger came out nice, but the burger came out big, but it sucked.
Yeah.
You wouldn't go back.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't go back with the expectation of, oh, it could be better. But
Yeah.
McDonald's, you know for a fact, I got a quarter pounder, it sucked. Oh, this time I'll get a McChicken.
Yeah.
You know, or I'll still get the quarter pounder again, and maybe they'll change, and it ends up being like better. Like I think that McDonald's has got that so down pat that people like KFC is fucking horrible. It is beyond horrible now, man.
How dare you?
It is horrible.
How fucking dare you?
I apologize.
Oh my God.
To all our Pacific Island.
I was just getting that. I'm like, he's not representative of.
Like, I apologize to the NRL. I get it. You want the ads and stuff like that to come up, but
What are you eating from KFC,
dude,
though?
KFC, okay.
Because like me personally, fuck their burgers. I only eat original fried chicken, brother. None of this bullshit. Oh, let's get a fucking, what's the burgers? Zinger
Ultimate
burger.
meal.
Zinger burger. The name suggests that it's a zinger. It's chili. It's got a bit of spice to it.
It's got a hops.
Bro, it's got nothing to it. Like, that's Aussie spice. Like, you probably got one Aussie going, oh, it's chili. Bro, there's nothing. You know what I mean?
McDonald's, okay, has it down pat. But KFC, okay, I can eat the burgers. I can eat the chicken. Okay, the chicken, in my opinion, again, when I was 8, 9 years old, I still remember KFC used to come in the hectic buckets. You know what I mean? That was all you ordered.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
One wog family, 30 piece. Sweet dark.
one little chips.
One little chip because we didn't want to go all out. It was too expensive. And then it was all about the coleslaw and everything like that. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Chicken tasted nice, fresh. Now, me personally, I eat KFC if I know I want to take a good shit later. Do you know what I mean? That's literally what it is. In my personal opinion, and again,
so you're not enjoying it when you're eating?
I don't think KFC will endorse us anytime soon. But in my personal fucking opinion, it's KFC has gone that bad that, like, I would literally take it as a laxative.
Wow.
I'd eat it as a laxative. Especially, there's one store, I won't name them. Okay, I don't want to name and shame, especially if people work there or not. There's one store where I used to live in a certain place. You probably figure it out as you get there. All right. In my opinion, is the worst KFC in all of New South Wales, because I haven't tried everything.
You're not talking about the one like across the road from that park.
Actually, no. I'm going to name and shame here. You know, in Coolabah, there's a KFC there. Coolabah Hotel in Maryland.
Yes,
there's a KFC on the corner.
Yeah.
In my opinion, is the worst KFC of all time. Not only do they do certain people forget orders, their staff turnovers like this.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's little punks, bro. That's the problem. Like with these fast food outlets, they're employing like the age of the employment people, like employees are from like
14, 15 onwards. Yeah,
onwards, and then you got that one grandma that's trying to make ends meet.
That's trying to get to the top of the food chain. If that was the problem, fair enough. I'd say, you know what, they're new people, they don't understand the guy's young, fair enough. But then the quality of the food comes out. It's fucking horrible. It's like, you know when you get the 3-piece feet and the chicken comes out like this big, and that's it. Did they actually said to you, this is the chicken?
Yeah.
And and I get it. If you're there and you realize you can go and say something, but you go there for lunch, you take that back to your office, or you're in your truck, you go somewhere and you look at this, your day's ruined. Your day's literally ruined. And not only that, it's so oily. And I'll get you this. You know why? You know who else is on my side about this? I was reading an article. It's probably last year or the year before. The co-creator of KFC. Okay.
Is there a co-creator?
Yeah, he was from the beginning. He used to help the Colonel
Sanders.
when he used to help him and start the whole thing from scratch.
Yeah.
He says he's never been to a KFC in the most recently. He goes, I went there once, and he goes, I looked at the menu, and he said he pretty much just said, what is happening here? He goes the KFC that I knew does not exist.
Wow.
He says that. And if that guy is saying it, and he goes, the food sucks as well. He goes, the name Kentucky Fried Chicken. He goes, why are we selling wraps? He goes, why are we selling burgers? He goes, and then they tried.
That's a whole business thing.
But at the end of the day, McDonald's, they tried it themselves. They tried at one stage. They tried their own fried chicken.
Did they?
Yeah, my mom. I think it was my mom saying I think it was like a limited
McDonald's
time.
does that. Like McDonald's, in terms of a business, they try to fuck all the competitors. You know what I mean? They bring out their own popcorn chicken or their own wings here and there. Like McDonald's has got it down pat. Like McDonald's ain't gonna move from top position anytime soon. You know what I mean?
McDonald's has got this down pat for years to come. Like the closest person to revolutionize or even come close to it was Subway. From a sense of how many stores are there, and I think Subway passed them at one stage in history.
Yeah, I think so.
Subway's gone downhill as well, man.
Subway's because I haven't eaten Subway in a very, very long. I'm gonna go years. I haven't eaten Subway in years.
I had Subway. Yeah, I'll probably be in the same boat as you. It's actually horrible. Yeah. Like for me, what I tried recently, and I've been actually watching a lot of I'm not going vegan. Okay, I'm not chucking like one of our mates. Have you been
watching that guy, that
Joey
MMA?
Carbstrong? No, I've been watching Joey Carbstrong. He's some vegan activist and stuff like that. I just like to hear his view, and I like to hear people's views because it makes me giggle. I started listening to him, and I'm like, I feel like he's got a point. I understand both views, and I had a point. So I went and tried the Hungry Jack's, the plant-based Whopper.
Yeah, I did too.
It's not bad.
It wasn't not bad, but it was a weird taste.
Yeah, like
there was like a spice.
I will generally say like I didn't go in there and go, this doesn't taste like a Whopper. I'll be like, I'm expecting something different.
Because if they gave that to me, saying it was a real Whopper, I probably wouldn't have noticed. I probably just wouldn't. It tasted a bit off.
Yeah, for me, when I taste it, I'm like, it feels like the meat is more well done.
Yeah, it's tough. It's like dry almost.
It's just tough, and then I feel like the sogginess of the lettuce and the tomatoes and stuff like that, it balances it out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I'll order it again.
Yeah.
But what I did realize with that was, again, I would say the Whopper is better. I'm not gonna sit there and say, oh no, it trumps it and you should overtake it. But what I'm trying to say is, when I ate it, I didn't feel like shit.
Yeah.
Because it didn't clog me. Like for me, it didn't do that. Okay, but I know for a fact I go and have the Whopper or quarter pounder, McChicken, whatever you want to add, and you know that glog you feel when you're sitting down? I get that. And lately I've been looking at it and going, you know what, like there's got to be less processed meat.
You know what that also is? We overindulge.
100%.
Because sometimes I eat very moderately where I'm like, I'm trying to order and I'm like, bro, I can go for a Big Mac, I can go for a McChicken, and I can go for a cheeseburger. Large meal and maybe a sundae to top it off. But then I'm like, you know what? So unnecessary, let's try out. Just get a Big Mac meal. Let's make it a small, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Bro, by the time I'm done, I can still go for those other burgers, but it's like, this is sufficient for me. And bro, it's all like, I've realized in moderation that, you don't have to eat so much. Like, I don't know, you go there and McDonald's does it so well. I was ordering I actually went to McDonald's today and I bought pancakes. I don't know why, I just feel like pancakes. And as I did my order, I did it on the self-serve desk, the computer.
Yeah.
And this is how smart their whole, like, I don't know whether you want to call it marketing.
It's the marketing.
It's the whole, would you like to add chips, or would you like to add Coke, or would you like to add ice cream? You know what I mean? They just gave you those options. It was like, I thought about it and I was about to press the ice cream and I'm like, nah, don't worry about it. And I didn't, you know what I mean? But I was like, they suck you in, like, especially that 30-day deal thing. Perfect. Oh, yeah, 50 cent. Are you telling me, bro, you know how many times I went into to buy that like quarter pounder meal for $5 and ended up buying more? Every time.
100%.
Or it was like get a small cheeseburger meal for $5. Bro, I ended up buying a Big Mac as well on top of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they're smart. They're going, if I can bring in the guy and 50-cent cheeseburger, I know he's going to want large fries.
Yeah.
Or I know he's going to want a drink.
He's going to want a meal.
Yeah, or he's going to want 6 nuggets next to it. I know for a fact. So for 50 cents, I'm bringing someone in to make more money. Yeah. It's genius. It's genius marketing.
Fucking genius.
I think they have one of the best marketing systems in the world. Them and Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
I think Coca-Cola's probably up there too.
Coca-Cola's got it, man.
Like even, the irony is we just mentioned two of those companies. They both work together.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? Like when I see them a quarter pounder, what's right next to it?
Coke.
It's a Coke with the water dripping down. You're like, I'm not even thirsty, but you're like,
yeah, bro. My brain is going.
And the irony is, McDonald's has Coca-Cola more down pat than Coca-Cola. The Coke at Macca's tastes better.
Now, you know what that is? The Coke is watered down with the ice.
The water balance.
Oh, mate, that's what I like. I asked for extra ice because I like my water like quarterly, you know, like more watery than...
We're doing McDonald's advertising you now. No, I 150% agree with you. Like, it's just so... It's weird, man. Like, whoever is behind it all...
Genius.
You've sucked us
because
in,
they've got a whole team, like they've got a whole department going. Oh,
don't worry about
it. You know,
in every country.
Yeah,
almost.
in every country. Fuck, they've got it. Bro, they've taken over the world.
Yeah, look, wherever you go, everyone knows that.
Because they're cheap. Like, bro, at work, I'm going. Yeah, I go to those independent stores, but they're gonna charge me $15 for a little sandwich and and a coffee.
And it's a gamble.
Yeah, exactly. And then I've got to be like, all right, are they gonna make it a good, decent sandwich? You know what I mean? So yeah, bro, just go to McDonald's. I'm happy with my pancakes and a sausage egg muffin in the morning. That's enough.
Like even then, like, look at the way that they revolutionized. I still remember when McDonald's came out and said, "We have a breakfast menu now." Do you know what I mean? You're like, fuck. Like, what are they gonna have? Sausage and egg muffin, then pancakes and oranges and coffee and this and then McCafe came out. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's such a business. It's a like in my opinion, there'll be no one like them. They are literally the Facebook or the what do you want to call it?
Food? Oh,
food.
It's a big
the
call.
Ford of food. It's literally the Ford of food.
Yeah.
Like,
I kind of agree. It's just so easy, bro.
Because when you look at their food itself, okay, and you can get a dumb 14-year-old to start, the quality is still the same.
Well, they say McDonald's is the best employment a teenager can get in terms of a reference or in terms of experience in the workforce.
Do you remember how our parents used to sell it to us? McDonald's looks good on your resume. It's when?
That's what they said.
When?
Because you know what the choice was? I actually got both opportunities to work cash in hand in as a kitchen hand in Parramatta, Church Street, or in Roseville McDonald's, work tax money and thing. Of course, having more parents was like, brother, are you gonna knock back the cash in hand?
Oh, so
you know what I mean?
I remember my story of McDonald's, man. Me and Imran. Shout out to No Grandma's Allowed. It's Imran, who lives in UK.
Shout out to the boys.
And is a flop. We worked at Roseville Macca's. Okay, we had a friend of ours who has passed away, Natasha. And I remember when I first started, man, I got no idea. Okay, I'm a fuckwit, like little shit that someone tells me to do something, I'm doing it. I don't know whether it's the law or not. Dude, I worked for like 6 hours, no lunch, and I said, like in my head, like what was I? It's like 13, 12 or something. McDonald's hiring underage kids at the time. And I'm like, what? I'm hungry, man. Like, I want to eat. And I remember I went and made myself my own burger because the people, like the employees, did it. And the manager at the time was a massive fuckwit. Like, I absolutely hated him. He started yelling at me. Mind you, I'm dude, like, but I'm a little shit. I'm just there like, I must have done something
sorry.
wrong. And then, like, literally, like, my friend Natasha, she came and was like, no, he's been working for 6 hours. She goes, you sit here and eat. and they're full arguing there. But mind you, I'm sitting at a table, like, it's smaller than this, like, a circle. Like, I'm like, like, I feel like my parents were arguing and I'm having fucking lunch. That was my state in a food industry, man.
Because I snuck in nuggets when I first started. They put me on the nuggets and the chicken burgers and the fish fillet area.
Chicken nuggets.
Yeah,
and fish
that was
fillet.
where all the starters started.
That
out.
was the best shit, man. Like, it was so simple. It's like bang, see you later. And they didn't have that. Do you remember back in the days, like, you actually had to get the burger and actually walk it to the front?
Yeah,
now it's just like
slide
assembly line, man.
That's where they're just I don't know. I got that.
It's
what's
the
the
assembly
word?
line. They got it down pat. The whole chain of command, the chain of responsibility, everything is down
everything
pat.
Is
And they absolutely kill it, man. Like, it's just sad that, like, you were sort of said, you hit it on the head before, which was it's cheap. Where if you got to try to make that yourself, you're probably paying almost double the cost.
Yeah, bro. Bullshit.
It is absolutely bullshit, man. It's good catching up, bro.
Yeah, it was good.
All right. Hopefully, Emin's surgery goes well.
Yeah, we're thinking of you, mate. We'll keep you in your prayers.
All right. We'll hopefully have him on next week.
Yeah.
and we'll get the team back together and we'll go from there. Enjoy the expo tomorrow. So you are going to the baby expo.
Baby Expo. Well, we all are, but just different days.
Just different days. Sorry about that.
We might have some videos. I'm going to be playing with the new equipment that we bought, the DJI. So we'll test it out. Whether it's good enough, we're going to trial it out. If it is, we may show you guys. But I doubt anything decent will come out. Like any kind of decent will come out.
We'll figure something out. Yeah. It'll be fine. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah, please do subscribe. You know, we would appreciate it. I'm sure everyone is subscribing. But I mean, like, you know, ask your friends or just grab your mum's phone and your dad's phone. Just press subscribe. Look at us. Look us up. Like, I don't know. Maybe we'd entertain your parents.
All right, we'll start dancing for you guys. All right, Inan, good catching up, man.
See you guys. Thank you catching up. It was good catching up.
Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you.